Hi everybody and welcome to Virtual Sunday School. Well, looks like I'm standing in a different place today. In fact, I am standing at the doorway to the entrance of our church. Now, why am I doing that? Well, more about that later. But totally off topic, let me ask you a question. Do you like pizza? Do you like hamburgers? Do you like gyros? But wait a minute, come to think of it, pizza's Italian, and hamburgers are German, and gyros, for sure, they're Greek. So, to like pizza, do you have to be Italian?
Ciao.
To like a hamburger, do you have to be German?
Guten Tag.
Or do you have to be Greek to eat gyros?
Yes.
Well, of course not. Here in America, we're a mix of so many people, we're allowed to like or to eat anything that we want. In fact, if we were only allowed to eat the food of our country, here in America, the only thing we could really eat is pepper pot stew. And trust me, I've had it. It's not that tasty. Well, the same can be said for religion. I mean, do you have to be Greek to be Greek Orthodox? Do you have to be Roman to be Roman Catholic? And do you have to be Jewish to be Jewish? Well, that's the topic that we're going to be talking about today. Now, in the time of Judges, there was a woman named Ruth. Now, Ruth was a Moabite who was not from the nation of Israel, but she married a man who was an Israelite, and she became very close to this family, and especially close to her mother-in-law, who was Naomi. But unfortunately, tragedy struck the family, and all the men of the family died, Naomi's husband and Ruth's husband. And so Naomi decided to go back to her homeland to Israel. And Ruth had a choice because she wasn't an Israelite. She could go back to her own people, but she chose to stay with her mother-in-law, with Naomi, and they traveled back to Israel. Now, even though Ruth was not an Israelite, she had a great love not only for the family, but she had a great love for the God of Israel. But she was still a stranger in now this new nation. And so you can imagine how she felt being an outsider in a community that she didn't really come from. So this must have been very difficult for Ruth. But because of her love for family and her love for God, she was able to overcome this. And she was blessed by being able to marry an Israelite man named Boaz. And also, she, Ruth, became the great-great-grandmother of King David, who you've probably heard is pretty good at slinging rocks. So why is this story important? Because the story of Ruth tells us why these doors are open. Is just like Ruth was not Jewish but became a member of the nation of Israel, worshiping the one true God, so we also are one people in the body of Christ who worship God. There are Greek Orthodox churches in Africa. There are Greek Orthodox churches in Korea. And Presbytery is of Scottish descent. And none of those three that I mentioned are Greek in any kind of way. And this is why at the Orthodox baptism, the gospel reading is Jesus' words to his disciple, go and baptize all nations. He doesn't say go and baptize in Greece or go and baptize in Israel. He says baptize all nations. So according to the Bible, even if you're not Greek, you're allowed to be baptized in the Greek Orthodox Church, and you're also allowed to eat pizza. So, thanks for joining us, and remember, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.